Hello and welcome to Spectrum TV News at 12. I am Uyai and Nyekan coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Bola Tinubu assures local and foreign investors of conducive environment. Micro and small business operators calls on federal government to make visible quick access loans. Russia, a mystery. We'll bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. First in the news this afternoon is Nigeria's leader, President Bola Tinubu, who has assured genuine local and foreign investors of his administration's commitment to providing conducive environment. The managing director of UTMFLNG Limited Group, Julius Roni, made this known after a meeting with Tinubu yesterday in Abuja. According to reports, investors from France and Japan pledged to invest $5 billion in the floating liquefied natural gas sector, directed to generate no fewer than 7,000 direct and indirect jobs in the country. He said that the investors from the Technip Energies of France and JGC Corporation of Japan were also directed to report any challenge to the president in the course of implementation. Away from that, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, has stated they are found guilty. This is following recent announcements by the POS agents under the aegis of the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria, APMAN, Lagos chapter, to increase their transaction charges, according to Public Relations Officer Lagos chapter Stephen Adeoye. POS agents now have new price lists in the state and are working to create a task force to enforce the change. Babatunde Irukera noted that price fixing is against the law and distorts the market, prevents innovation and efficiency, and impacts consumers negatively. The Commission stated that the FCCPC provides stiff penalties for cartels or any similar coordinated or collusive conduct among competitors. Even at association levels, it is said it is ready to enforce the law to its fullest extent while advising APMAN to desist from any attempt to fix its prices. From the Red Chambers, the Senate has asked relevant government agencies to release a call after considering a motion on the urgent need to intervene in the flooding issues in Ogun, Kwara, and other parts of the country. The Senate Majority Whip Ali Ndume drew the attention of the House to a motion he had raised in the 9th Assembly on the uneven disbursement of loans to the 6 geopolitical zones. By the motion yesterday, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio later ruled that the clerk investigates if the Senate's recommendations on the matter had been presented to the executive. Meanwhile, at the conclusion of the debate, the Senate urged relevant ministries, departments, and agencies to release funds for dredging blocked canals.
We're further concerned that if the impending floods when the rain really starts in September to November 2023 is not checkmated through proper planning, there could be the danger of a huge loss of
scenario of flooding before it occurs will allow flooding to occur and then rush to the scene with a lot of money.
But how to solve them, not just for each rainy season we go into firefighting mode.
Relevant ministries, departments, and agencies to release funds as provided for in the 2023 budget.
From the Green Chambers, the House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the alleged forgery of the Unified Tertiary following the adoption of a motion sponsored by the People's Democratic Party lawmaker from Rivers State, Abiante Awaji in Nombek. The lawmakers also asked JAM to rescind the developer of the app used for the manipulation of the 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination results. The board spokesperson Fabian Benjamin made this known in an interview with Newsman. In the meantime, the Nigeria Union of Teachers NUT UTME result presented by Ms. Oma Ejikeme is fake, as disgraceful and embarrassing. The NUT National President Titus Amber, in an interview with Newsman, said for Ms. Oma and other candidates to have access to upgrade and present fake UTME results showed that JAM had not fully secured its systems and the process of conducting its exam. He advised JAM to look inwardly at the examination process to avoid future occurrences, and also called on the government to fund the examination boards in the country so an immediate slash of students' fees of the state university by 50%. He gave the order when he paid an unscheduled visit to the state university to assess the state of the institution. The aim, according to the governor, is to cushion the devastating effect of subsidy removal by the federal government, which has made some of the students unable to pay their fees. Declining the number of road accidents, injuries and deaths recorded during the 2023 Eid al-Adha celebration. In a statement, the Core Public Education Officer BC Kazim attributed the reduction to the agency's revamped operational tactics. He noted that 88 people were killed in crashes in 2022 as against the 38 recorded in 2023. He added that the agency had a total of 4,682 offenses committed across the 2,053 routes covered by the FRSC. Back here on the home front, micro and small business operators in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, have called on the federal government to make visible the quick access loan promised to micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, to boost the business. Speaking with Spectrum Television, they added that aside boosting their businesses with the loan, it will assist them to cater for their families.
Number one, in terms of the business now, I'm just starting the business. If they give me the money, I will establish the business now. That is just it. I will own a shop now. I'll take a shop. After taking a shop, as in I can still establish more business to add. Number one, in terms.
We move now to Africa, where the United Nations, UN, has condemned what it called rising sexual violence against women and girls in Sudan in more than 2 months of conflict-related sexual violence against at least 57 women and girls. The UN's chief humanitarian official, Martin Griffiths, said it was unconscionable that Sudan's women and children were being traumatized in such ways, adding that in one incident, as many as 20 women were raped in the same attack. Still in Africa, the World Health Organization, WHO, Global Vaccine Alliance, Gavi, and the UN Children's Fund, UNICEF, have announced that 12 African countries would receive the malaria vaccine. The agencies, in a statement, disclosed that the nations would receive 18 million doses of the first ever. Malaria remained one of Africa's deadliest diseases, killing nearly 500,000 children under the age of 5 yearly and accounting for approximately 96%. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, Burkina Faso, Niger, Uganda, Benin, Liberia, Burundi, Sierra Leone, and Cameroon, 2024. On the foreign scene, Belarus leader Alexander Lukashenko says the whereabouts of the head of the Wagner mercenary group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, who led a short-lived armed rebellion under a deal to end the mutiny. Charges against Prigozhin were dropped and he was to be allowed to move to Belarus, but his whereabouts remains a mystery. Russian rocket has hit an apartment. People were injured in what the mayor of Lviv said was one of the biggest attacks on the city's civilian infrastructure. He noted under the euros. Thanks for staying tuned, and now to the rest of the news. On our business news, the federal government has warned carbon emission reduction traders who were trading without recourse to designated authority to desist from such activity. The federal government's warning came in Abuja at the validation workshop for the assessment of carbon pricing as the need for a carbon trading scheme. Speak that the regulatory guidance would be tailored towards the government's priority and would align with Nigeria's nationally determined contributions on carbon emission, hence should not be altered. According to him, carbon trading scheme was an aspect of its national policy and national priority to put in place all the measures that could address the country's mitigation and adaptation challenges. Still in business, power consumers have kicked against the export of about 23.13 billion naira worth of electricity from Nigeria to some neighboring countries in 2022, despite the widespread darkness witnessed in many Nigerian communities. The latest data on the remittances by international customers of electricity to the republics of Benin and Niger, as well as some special categories of consumers. Reports say the total value of exported electricity from Nigeria in 2022 was $50.98 million, but the international customers remitted $32.69 million, an equivalent of 15.1 billion naira. We move down to health, where the Niger implementation of all pending agreements all face industrial disharmony. NARD gave the ultimatum after its extraordinary National Executive Council meeting held via Zoom. Speaking in an interview with its members, including the hazard allowance and the skipping arrears from 2014 to 2016 and the arrears of consequential adjustment of minimum wage. Still in health, the representative of the United Nations Population Fund in Nigeria, Ola Muela, has said that women and girls face obstacles and systemic barriers that limit their potential. This was made known in a statement made available to newsmen by the UNFPA Media Associate Hajiya Habib. Discrimination and gender-based violence limit access to health care and education, while unequal economic opportunities continue to impede women and girls' progress. Muela added that detrimental social norms, stereotypes, and unequal power dynamics that perpetuate discrimination and limit women and girls' potential must also be addressed. In sports, Ishi's Samuel Smith is set to join Chelsea from Everton for a fee in the region of £4 million. Samuel Smith has reportedly agreed 3 years featured in first-team squads but has not made an appearance for the senior side. Still in sports, England has kept their Ashes hopes alive with a thrilling 3-run victory over Australia in the must-win second T20 at the Oval. Danny White's 76 from 46 balls propelled England to 186.9, their highest ever T20 total against world champions Australia. England trailed 6-2 in the multi-format series and need a total of 9 points in order to regain the Ashes. On our entertainment news, award-winning Nigerian singer Tiwa Savage has revealed how nervousness almost ruined her performance at the historical coronation of the British monarch King Charles III. In a live broadcast, Tiwa Savage, while describing the British Queen consort Camilla as lovely, admitted that she was nervous in the first few seconds of her performance at the Windsor Castle. Recalls that the Queen of Afrobeats became the first Nigerian artist to perform at a British royal event after thrilling guests at the King Charles III's coronation concert and big lunch in March. Still on entertainment, Nigerian singer and rapper Keshinwo Oloyede, popularly known as Lil Kesh, is teaming up with Young John for a new single. Lil Kesh teased the unreleased single titled Feeling Funny in a video with Nigerian singer, songwriter, and record producer Young John. Reports say the single packs a beat that carries Lil Kesh's familiar flows and Young John's stellar melodies. Follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website. And thanks for watching and do enjoy.